as we think about what the new normal looks like, and as we look to not only think about getting back to the status quo, but what the new future looks like, I think it's a real opportunity to think differently. A lot of the business models were very fragile before the pandemic, and that was after over a decade of economic expansion. So I think really no public and private solutions should be taken off the table prematurely. And now is the time to think very seriously about the value we place on the arts as a community and an economy.
We are in an economy that does not give platforms to marginalized people.
You want to set people up to succeed, right? And so if you're in a situation where, all right, maybe this person hasn't created 10 hit shows in the past, or maybe this person hasn't worked with this budget before, how do we make sure that they're surrounded by a lot of resources that are going to set them up to succeed? Because we had a situation very recently where I said, well, every time you don't give someone an opportunity because they haven't had it before, then 5 years later, when it comes back up, it's, oh, well, they've never done it, but they've never done it because no one has given them the opportunity.
At the end of the day, if we don't have economic empowerment, then like we don't have the ability to actually move forward. So ensuring that across the board, like we're making sure we're living those values is really what we're thinking about.
Promote and advance and help some people get into the hiring position, right, that are minorities. That's the first thing that we can do to make sure that our minority students, Black and brown young architects who are going in, they can be confronted by a hiring agent that looks like them.
It's good businesses that have teams that represent the communities that they live and work in, and the people that consume their content or their products make better products. They make better content, right? They have better employee engagement numbers, and the data goes on and on and on.
Every major moment of disruption like this is also an opportunity to look ahead, to actually recreate and rebuild and reimagine what things can be. And it's essential that we think about the arts and the creative economy as not separate from all of our shared prosperity in terms of not only the economy, but our health, our hope, well-being, how we support and educate youth, and the kind of economic justice and career pathways that we have, and how we're sharing out stories of our humanity and leaning towards becoming a more anti-racist and inclusive culture.
What does it look like giving people that are pretty solid, have pretty solid ideas and have proven their value, opportunities to actually win?